So Forest Green, bottom of the EFL, and have just sacked their manager. And now they've got a new man in town, which we're going to use today. Today, new manager Troy Deeney is going to take over the vegan-only club. And our aim today is to take them to the very top with Deeney in charge. And do you guys want to get some kits like this one? An insane replica for great prices? Visit Soccer Deal Shop. The link is in the description below. And if you use MWS10 in the checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. As objectives are quite different today, of course the main one is to win the UCL. As the two difficult ones are because Deeney's a physical player, we've got to have 3 players at all times with plus 80 physical. And apart from season number 1, each year we have to sign a player from one of Deeney's ex-clubs, which apart from Forest Green is only Walsall, Birmingham and Watford. Going to be very difficult, as I don't see him playing a tiki-taka style. It's his first time in management. He's got to go for counter-attacking. Get it up to the big physical lad. Let him do his business. And this is the team that we have. The squads aren't completely up to date because Belshaw's in goal. And he just wasted a lot of time against Grimsby, as we lost to bloody Harrogate. As this is the best team we have, we've got the playoff final penalty misser in Fankati Dabo. In real life, I know McAllister's doing well, and this, of course, is Troy Deeney's team. We've got one player there with plus 80 physical, and that's Ryan Innes. Oh, it's difficult to find another one. We don't have one, I don't think. We've got a 74 in the reserves. We're going to have to sign physical players this year. As our budget, 1 million. Looks like a big chunk of the budget's already been taken up. That's probably on Troy's wage. Speaking of wages, we have a lot of players leaving the club as well. Just brilliant. Just what I want to see. And it goes without saying, to help with our cause, every defender's going to be training their physicality. And here we go. He's going to be signing them physical players up. It is weird seeing Troy Deeney in a manager's seat. But hey, it's gone ahead and happened. And our first signing's gone ahead and happened as well. For the defense, we've got Tom Hamer. Now, he's come from the league above. It's cost us a bit of money, plus a player who's in his position. Robson nips out, but in comes Tom Hamer, and he can actually play left wing back. He'll train to be a left back, but you can see that 82 physicality. And the second player, just before we get started, is Jay Dunkley, experienced at the level above, as Troy Deeney brings him down again. Good rated player for this league. It does leave more Taylor now on the bench until he gets his physicality up, as Dunkley's 81, Innes is 80, Hamer is 82. So right there we had our set team, as in League 2 you can see Grimsby on the table, but it is Walsall who we play first. This is one of Deeney's ex-clubs, as checking youngsters, we've got Austin Gregory, who I'll train to be a centre-back, as I think he would have been better as a centre-mid. Anyway, we're going to focus on that team we have now. We've strengthened it with Dunkley and Hammer, and we've made it a lot stronger, as it's showing right here. A red card to Brandon Comley, but Garrick's brace and Hutchinson's goal isn't enough, as Deeney starts off his Forest Green run with a win in League 2. And I'm hoping in the season we didn't have pressure to sign from individual clubs. We've made the most of it. I mean, we have in the Papa John's Trophy, or Bristol Streets Motors Trophy, whatever they call it, as in League 2. We are second in the league. I thought we were top. When you show me the table like that, I'm going to think we're top. But second to only Notts County is good going from a team that is second bottom in real life. Like always, I'll check the cups, but I don't expect anything good. Do we get something good out of Gregory? I mean, he's gone to 53 with a centre mid change. He's getting promoted. Hopefully, same can be said, though, for this team overall. It's subbing players like Dunkley out and Innes, I think. I don't mind that. Dabo isn't playing. Our 2 highest rated players aren't getting chosen by the CPU. As for any more signings, we've got 600k, which could afford one when you're top of the league, though, and you're heading potentially for League 1. I'm not going to rush anything, and I'm going to see if Deeney's magic doesn't disappoint. As please tell me I've got it right, and yes, I have. 12 defeats. How do you lose 12 games and still get promoted? The magic of League 2. Very magic. As Grimsby Town slot in the bottom of the playoffs. Gotta celebrate them minor wins. It won't happen in IRL, as I don't need to show you the FA Cup and Carabao. We're definitely out. EFL though, Carlisle won it. Did we come anywhere near? I thought we did. We lost in a replay to the eventual winners. And before we check scorers, we've got to check ratings of a very good-looking squad. Bar the goalkeeper, I think that is definitely a League One team. I just don't get why it's not playing Darbo. That's stupid. Any more physical players in the lineup? Nope. Not apart from the 3 we already have who should be here next season. Saves us signing any more. Checking physicality. There's Omatoye, who's gone to 64. He had no match sharpness. I don't get how that's happened. Goal scoring. Well, I'll tell you why it's happened. Because he scored 12 goals in 22 games, and that's mostly through League 2. He scored 8 goals in League 2. Matthew Stevens going up because he's got more than him. Taylor going down because he's 34. We lose him anyway. But we don't lose Jordan Garrick, who's got 17 goals. Mental team. And I tell you what, that is basically already done for League One. I mean, we do need a keeper, and maybe he comes from Birmingham, Walsall, or Watford, as we've got that much money as well to add to our League One budget. Because Troy Deeney's bloody got Forest Green promoted. And I don't get what's going on with our academy, as we've been only given 1 player for the 2nd year running. Reece Brown with 42 physical. What's with the physicality, man? As for our team, we know which position we're going to go for. Keeper. Because that keeper's even run off. But we have got a striker back in Bakayoko. And he's on 78 physicality. That is so close. McCann, I don't recognise a couple of these players. We'll get Gregory out on loan. That's a given. As for the starting 11, though, I honestly think it is literally just goalkeeper. We'll sign more, though. Obviously, as we have 5 million to sign with. That's a lot more than the measly 1 we had last year. And just out of curiosity, although these objectives don't matter too much, the board want us to finish mid-table. So just like Troy's own contract at this club, we're going to sign a player up from one of his ex-teams who's going to be on extortionate money. As welcome to Forest Green Rovers, Dan Bachman. Like, I don't think Watford fans are too fond with him at the moment for something he, I think, did against Leicester. Red card or something. So he's here coming to League One to hopefully get us promoted again. And another player coming in, not from one of the ex-clubs who've already ticked that off the list, but I thought, why not? Get a better player with 80 physicality. And another weird thing, every signing we've made has been from the league above the league we're in. As for less than $1 million, Liam Lindsay, ex-Preston now, comes across to Forest Green Rovers. More Taylor's not going to hit that 80 mark. And Innes has, but we've got a left-footed centre-back there, higher rated than him, and a lot more hopeful if we're going to do well in the league. Then again, though, we have 2 million left, and that could be a big player. I know we scored goals last year, but without Matty Taylor, could another striker be on the cards? And I tell you what, this is not a signing I expected to be making. I can't even speak. I can't speak. It's that good. From last year, one of the top scorers in the league, Colby Bishop. I think, anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is this year. Maybe I'm completely off. But 72 rated, the best in the league we're currently in. But it doesn't just end there. Omatoye, I know he scored a lot. I know we've got Bakayoko, but Colby Bishop has 83 physicality. Not only is he in his prime, 71 rated, 27 years old, he knows how to get around this league. He's got the physicality ticked off and he's in for Leyton Orient. That's right, that's our first game of the year, and honestly, I think we beat that team. With the team we have on paper, we beat that team. Omar Beckel's one of the players I looked at because he's physical as well, as we need to beat them, but ex-Man United star Gail Braith, the man to lose us our first game of the season. And he may cause trouble on the field. He may not be the friendliest, but Troy Deeney knows how to do a job. We sit above the likes of Huddersfield, Bristol City and Rotherham. Top, however, only of the playoffs, as Portsmouth, Colby Bishop's old team sit top. We can catch them and Derby on the same amount of points. Oh, and it looks like Wrexham got promoted with us instead of Grimsby. That's a bit harsh, as there's a derby in this league. Cheltenham Town, the other team, sit 15. Glorious seeing them that low down. We are through in the Bristol Street Motors Cup as well, beating 2 difficult teams right there in Carlisle and Charlton. And our budget sits at 342k. So, yeah, don't expect any players, but do expect a check of the team, which has gone up in places, but not as much as I want. Dunkley going up is a weird one. And Lavernier, because he's never been in the team, but he'll be replacing Fancati Darbo at right back. I'll tell you that for free. Or he could go left back and Tom Hamer back to right back, because he's doing well. I want to see scorers and... Colby Bishop hasn't gone up 1 overall, but he scored 23 goals in 30 games for FGR. And ladies and gentlemen, if we don't get increases now, when are we going to? Because I'm celebrating, and I've just noticed Portsmouth have a game in hand. Oh dear. I mean, calendar-wise, we have just beaten them. We'll skip a couple of days. I don't think we can fall into the playoffs. We'll skip to the 28th, just to be safe. What's Deeney done? What's Deeney done? He has finished, and we could have slipped up, you know. He's finished second. Bristol City are the team to jump above us. But it's double back-to-back promotions for Troy. What a career he's having so far, as we didn't go anywhere in the cups. I'm going to start checking them now. EFL Trophy. Portsmouth did win it, so it's still no success there. Peterborough beat us. I'd love to win that, you know. And Arsenal win the Carabao. Good season, though. I've got to say, I think that is a brilliant season. Looking at our ratings in players, we'll have to sign next year because Che Dunkley can now be replaced by Innes actually straight away. That's a good change. We do need a stronger right-hand side as there's a lot of 70 rated players. I like it a lot. I like this team a lot. We'll have to sign some contracts up as well. And I am sorry. I'm sorry I'm not having this. Maybe because he's done so well in League One for a while and there's a barrier to rating. But Colby Bishop to not be above 71, it's a disgrace.
Getting himself into further.
Matthew Stevens with 16 goals. John, should I say, Garrick with 13. 16 assists for Reece Brown. Now he's going up in rating, and deservedly so. We've got Austin Gregory, who's been out on loan. He's gone plus 11 at Sutton, who are, funnily enough, one of the teams fighting FGR in real life at the bottom of League 2. But it won't be League 2 for Troy Deeney right here. It's going to be the Championship after 2, not even playoff promotions, automatic promotions, and the chairman of Forest Green, who whatever his name is getting his wish. Getting stars on the back of the kit that he weirdly does. And he's getting his team into the EFL Championship. And before we check our academy, anything, stats, whatever, we've got to assess our team. On the bench, we've now got a Gregory, which I'm extremely happy about. We've got Brown, who's good, but it's got to be a right-hand side of midfielder first. Then a centre mid, or actually no, because Gregory's there, and Maddock isn't too old. He's only 26. So let's start again. Right midfielder, centre-back, and then probably another striker. And I've saved looking at the budget until we've got contracts signed, and it's 8 million. I think that might have been around 10, which is not bad for a first season in the Championship. It's a lot better than other teams. 8 million, though, I'll take. We've had some big increases in wages, plus Che Dunkley, and I think it's Dabo. Both are leaving at the end of the year. And of course, with the rhythm we're going with at the moment, we're going to run out of Watford players to sign. And seeing as we have to sign each season, I want to sign most of them when we're in the Prem. So this time we've gone to Birmingham City, and we've signed our striker first. He isn't too great, but he's cheap. And that is Scott Hogan. Like I said, he's only 1+ on Stevens. He's less physical, but he's that experienced head to go next to Colby Bishop. And because he was so cheap, he's going to actually be another mentor, not only for Bishop, but for a 21-year-old striker experienced at this very level. Welcome to the new lawn. It is Mason Burstow, who of course was at Sunderland. I do actually feel sorry for Stevens quite a lot. He's even the same rating, but he's on the bench because of course he can't start because he's not our ex-club player. And I know they're technically not world beaters, and they're probably not too inspiring for where we want to go. We've got to hold back a bit. We're going to get the experience of those two lads up, and this lad who's going to be our big player from Wolves for 3.5 million, Chiquinho. Now, I know what you're thinking. Troy Deeney signing from Wolves? Football will make managers do crazy things, and he's going in over McAllister, of course. Maybe it's a rule for future that if we do a manager save kind of thing, he can't sign from ex-rivals, but he's in the team, and that completes it. There is actually still, of course, 60 rated players, so I'd take survival this season. I've Got to change my expectations, get the experience of Burstow and Gregory up, and just see how the first game goes and go from there. It is, in fact, as well, going to be Burstow's ex-team, Sunderland. Wow. Forest Green against Sunderland. How's it going to go? Scott Hogan, experience, youth, and an experienced win. Yes, Jay Matete got sent off, an ex-Grimsby player, but Colby Bishop with the brace and potential hat-trick does get us over the line for that first game win. Wow. Now, I don't know what to expect from this season right now. I can't even speak properly. We are 3 points into the playoffs. I said I just wanted to survive. There's Brighton here, there's Luton, and we're not too far off Luton. We're 8 points off second place, which would be automatics, but don't be expecting that this year. We can, of course, check the cup competitions, but there's no point in checking them now. Money. We don't have much at all. Team, though. Right, it's not playing Hogan. It's not playing Burstow. It's actually playing Steven still. Despite how much I try, we just can't get rid of the Forest Green man. Seem like we're mostly 70+ ratings. There's a lot of contracts I do, like Jacob Maddox is being approached by Cagliari. We have got to be quick on these. Who's our best player? It's Colby Bishop, and he is increasing now. So it seems like it's a divisional cap. League One, can't get over 71 rated. Championship, 74. He scored loads like Jordan Garrick, who is too good for Forest Green, and Steven's still scoring. There is contracts, though. Look at them. There is a lot to sign up. So sign up we shall do, and move on we shall do as well. And after I think we are flying, it's kind of bit me on the bottom a little bit. We finished 14th. It is above Watford, not Birmingham, and very far away from them playoffs, which stayed the same. Apart from us. In the Cups this year, we didn't do anything in the FA Cup. We got to round 4, actually. Cardiff in the replay. Ain't bad. And Carabao, yep, not that I expected anything. It's not too bad. But the team, wow. A lot of unhappy faces, and kind of understandable. We haven't had a good second half to the year. First things first, Scott Hogan for a year hasn't worked out. It was a cheap buy. It was me being a bit cheap, and it hasn't worked, so Burstow and Bishop up front next year. Or maybe another new man, as rating-wise, Chiquinho leads the way. That's good. Him and Bishop doing well. Garrick as well, we can't forget about him. 12 goals, 23 for Colby, but we expect that. 7 for Chiquinho, and assist-wise, it's Jacob Maddox now. Reece Brown with a little bit of a slip-up. He'll need replacing soon, 30-year-old, but maybe Mason Burstow still needs to stay on the bench. Maybe a big striker next year, when we should have bigger budgets and bigger expectations. Season number 4, first one without autos, and the academy's back, but it is crap. It always gets to that stage where you can't sign anymore, as contracts have gone up a lot this year. 21k for Chiquinho. You better bloody score more goals this year. And finance-wise, it is £9 million. That is plenty for me, I'll tell you that for free. I think, of course, we need a Watford, Birmingham or Walsall player, but positionally, again, it's got to be striker. It's got to be a centre-back and striker, I'd say. We do have a weak left-back, actually. Oh, I thought Lavinia was much younger than he is, so probably a left-back. Scrap centre-back to start off with. What about the physicality? We've got Bishop, Innes, and Lindsay, and Hammer, of course. We've got 4. We've got 4 players ticking that off, so we still good. And one thing we've got to do this year, now our team is better, is sell. We don't have many players, but all of them are quite good in our reserves. First one, though, is a striker who's improved leaps and bounds away from the club, but he's here now, and he is basically a younger Troy Deeney. It's this man from Birmingham in Josh Andrews. I want to show you this guy. We've got him on a steal. We've signed him for his release clause, which is less than his actual price tag, I think. Yes, it is. 6'5", 83 strength, so hopefully that shows in his physicality. 24-year-old Josh Andrews. Humiliated Grimsby at Blundell Park with Accrington. We've got 2 ex-Accrington strikers. What are the chances in that in Bishop and Andrews? Burstow's on the bench, but of course he'll play, as I think I'm going to try sell Hogan. And Stevens is transfer listed. Also, Gregory loan listed again, because I want to use at least one youth player through this. As this next player that we've signed, though, we've ignored the left-back shout, I guess. I mean, kind of bad from me. But this next player we couldn't say no to. He hits the physical mark bang on, and he's Premier League quality. Brilliant player in Anderson. He's from Luton Town. Is it Jules Anderson? We're building quite a Troy Deeney team here. Physical, of course, and really up for this. Just a team of fighters. As Omotoye goes out as well. That's an extra $1 million. Like I said, we're selling players. But welcome, Mads. And now I'm actually thinking Grealish stay. I know he's unhappy, but we do need that bench player because now his reserves are really starting to swell up. We'll need cover if we're to do well, and there he goes. That's Matthew Stevens, which, it's harsh, I know. It's good money, though. He scored loads of goals for us, but I want quality that's gonna be Premier League worthy. We're thinking Premier League minded now, and we've got 2 million. We've got a full red circle as well, which is weird. And that 2 million is going to be put aside for potentially January, depending how we're doing. As this season, we start off with Stoke City. Troy's played these a lot. Tezgel up front, Vidigal on the wing. There's some good players in that team. Of course, just got a new manager in Schumacher in real life from Plymouth Argyle, and we managed to beat them. Andrews with a debut goal, Deeney reincarnated, and Chiquinho, now the highest paid player, showing why he is. And this Troy is much more like it. It is not the automatic push we had before. That's going to be so much more difficult, but it is top half of the playoffs, and it is 4 points clear of Coventry. We are, what, 2 points off the Saints? We could sneak that. We've got the other cups, like I keep saying, but we're not going to be checking them just yet. We're going to check this team, though. Wow. Looks like Chiquinho and Bishop are doing well. Shout out to the players that started here as well, like Garrick, Maddox, Innes, and Hummer. Hummer or Hammer? I don't know how you say it still. Lavernier, the weakest, by far. He will have to be the signing if we make one in this window. We know we have money. Could Gregory play there? I mean, absolutely not. He's left-footed, but he's not got no defending stats. This man's left-footed, though. Liam Lindsay, but he's too old to actually change position. I was thinking there, look at the ratings. We've got some good players now. Almost Premier League quality. We could be next season, and Colby's 30-year-old now, I've just seen. But 16 goals overall. Chiquinho with 8. Andrews with 8, and I'm sure he's going to get up to Bishop's level at some point. Sensational. Sensational. So you can see that 2 million. We've got a weak left back. You know what's going on. And here comes our new left back. I've kind of stuck with it. Another Birmingham player. Yes, we're going every window with this philosophy. Apart from season number 1, as Emmanuel Longello joins Forest Green Rovers. And don't tell me that Troy Deeney isn't a magic man, because again, he hates playoffs. I mean, he scored the bloody best goal in the playoffs ever.
Here's Hogg! Deeney!
But we avoid them again, and we're going to the Premier League with Troy, coming joint up, but losing heavily on goal difference. Sorry, Burnley. Sorry, Saints. I mean, they did do well, actually, in the FA Cup. Did Burnley out of those two. Grimsby! Oh, we reached the quarterfinal. Oh, no, the round of 16. Not quite the quarterfinals we did in real life. But how very close for the Mariners. Carabao, we're nowhere near yet. And, oh, bloody Lincoln reached the quarterfinals in that. There's the championship team. So it will be one of the kind of championship bunch you expect to fight for promotion to the Premier League as the team. There is definitely gaps that we need to try and plug for the Premier League, including goal again, Innes and Anderson, who are both players with the physicality, so we're going to need better and stronger players. Fed up of signing in that position, but it's what we need to do. Colby Bishop should reach that rating of 80, hopefully, in the Premiers. How many goals? 30. 30. If you're a championship team and you're watching this, or a scout or anything, Colby Bishop, get him in the championship. 30 goals, 13 assists. Garrick in double digits. Chiquinho as well in the doubles. And now we're in the Premier League. I think Academy, again, like most saves that we do, has been very, very poor in what it's got. And Anderson at least has gone up a rating, so he can stay in the team. But we need a keeper. We need another centre-back. And we need a left-back. That's not even touching on Maddox, who's not high enough rated for this league, I don't think. At least we've got some cover with Gregory in that position. Our only youth player that's semi-decent. As after some contracts, we have 31 million in the bank. And to be fair, that's very good after contracts in the Premier League. Now it gets difficult, though, because now we're in the Premier League, we still need to keep signing Watford and Birmingham players and Walsall, but putting them into the starting 11. So sorry, Walsall fans, there might actually be none Walsall players, because Birmingham and Watford are by far the best bets we've got. It's going to be so difficult. Checking the Walsall team, there's no one in it who could go in the starting 11. There's Muinata. I don't know if I've said that right, but he's a decent one. Ryan Stirk as well, but not Premier League level. And in order to get who I want to get in, there is a good player at Birmingham. One of the only good players, I'm sorry, Birmingham fans, at the club. And he's a goalkeeper, which we need. And we're definitely going to have to sell Backman if we can afford the 3 overall players I want to sign. Just sold Backman for quite a bit of money, actually, to Southampton, as Michael Cooper, ex-Plymouth, comes to Forest Green in the Prem. He's going to go in goal, but of course he isn't with them physical players that we need, so you know there'll be more signings incoming. And this is where we sign the double bill of Valdemar Anton. Finally, a player outside of England. He's our physical player, and one that isn't physical, but a defender is Maxim Dicupia. That's all our money gone, and we've got an 80 rated. And I'm hoping his left-back signing done, actually, now. We've got Maddox in the team, who, of course, isn't Premier League quality, but the rest of the team for Forest Green Rovers has come on leaps and bounds. How much money do we have? Out of curiosity, it's only 2 million, so yeah, nothing really much at all. As our first game in charge, with Deeney in the Prem, Brentford, the Bees, of course, against an ex-Hornet captain. This will be very interesting. They've got Pepe up front. I almost wanted to say Pepsi. Brearley starts in midfield. Giso in the defence. We haven't had much of a pre-season, and it shows. Garrick with the goal. Sam Brearley with one for them, and then Mbuemo make sure Deeney gets off to a rocky start in the top division. And I'll tell you what, we're scrapping. 6 wins halfway through the Premier League season isn't bad for a newly promoted Forest Green. We've got Arsenal next. Is Troy Deeney going to make the cojones comment again?
Yeah. Having a bit of cojones, I think the word is.
Maybe he needs to make it about his players. 4 points, though, for Sheffield United and 17 for Fulham is actually quite decent. I didn't realise that. They're only 3 points off us. Sheffield United seem down, but who's going to join them? That's the question. And I always say this thing about we doing well, yada, yada, yada. But looking at the team, we've come on leaps and bounds. We've got an 80 rated there, 80 rated there, and there. Dicupia looks brilliant, but again, we're not playing extremely brilliant. Some big players showing, but is there a big goal scorers? I mean, 8 for Colby Bishop, 1 goal in almost half games is quite good for a 31-year-old. That's why he's got his increase. Garrick is just a sensational player. I cannot say anything much. And Andrews is scoring. 26-year-old. He'll be entering his prime era in the Prem. Of course, we know we haven't any money. And Scott Hogan, 53 overall. It's Mads Joel Anderson we need to sign up. And we need to sign up for our place in the Prem next year. And it's not the biggest safety net of them all. But 15th position secures Forest Green's place in the Premier League next season. As looking at the camera, I've just realised I've still got the Christmas lights on red. We need to change that. There we go. Green for Forest Green, as we need to check the cups in the FA Cup. Hull City in the final. Hopefully they do it this time. We were beaten by West Brom. And in that Carabao, Fulham. Sheffield United, who finished bottom of the league, I think, were down there. We were absolutely nowhere near. And we can see for certain our weakest position in this team. And the reason why we've been low is the midfield too. Now, Maddox and Brown, they've been here from the start. They do need replacing. As Chiquinho and Garrick doing brilliant out wide. Same with Andrews and Bishop. Maxim Dicupia is our best player. Deeney's best player, as Bishop got 17 in the Prem at 31. Andrews with an 81 rating and 40. 9 goals, though, for our left back in the Premier League. First season he's played in. 9 goals is out of this world. As this season, quite frankly, but has to be better than last. The only problem is, who the hell do we sign from Watford, Birmingham or Walsall? Whoever it is, we can't afford them. We've lost a bit of that bounce money from the Championship and we've got 30 million to spend. I am just praying and hoping they have a decent midfielder, both of them. Just please, please have one. They've got to pay us contracts as well, I can't forget. And it's going to be a tricky season, actually, money-wise and player signing-wise. And as we make our first signing, I have noticed something. This guy's a free agent, so it doesn't affect his budget. We've signed Dale Taylor. But the most important thing, apart from our backup striker, Watford are now a Premier League team alongside us. So it's a double-edged sword. It's good because they'll have better players, and I've looked at them. They've got better players, but it's bad because now when we go to sign players, it's too important for them to leave the club, and I can't sign players from them. That's why we've gone ahead and signed the best player from Birmingham City. I mean, I would have had someone better quality. He's still decent. He's still very decent. It's Premier League level. Premier League level for where we're at, but there is better out there, especially at Watford. And Christian Bielik, welcome to Forest Green. We've even got him on a good deal. I don't know why I'm moaning too much. 5.5 million for someone who's valued at 28. Right. Okay. When they jump to the Premier League, their evaluation goes up big time. I did not expect to see that. We could even change him into a centre-back and make him even better. But that's what we're going to do. It only takes 2 weeks, and he's got 80 physicality. And there we go. Sorry to Anderson, but he's in at left centre-back alongside Anton. We still need those midfielders, though, and we should have quite a bit of money to sign them with. As here come the midfield cavalry as well. It hasn't took us long. We've spent this 25 million on 2 players. The first one, Noel Buck, who's quite a young Buck, and he's cost 13. An exciting one right there is the other one, though, who's going to add experience, probably not stay here a long time. 34-year-old Sergi Dada will level it up with Buck and hopefully take us maybe to a Europa League spot. As I'm very happy with this. The only weak player we've really got is a backup goalkeeper. We've got strong midfielders on the bench, as Buck needs to be in that starting 11. Look at that. For Forest Green in the Prem, we're going to get Bielik hopefully to an 80. That is very, very solid. And our first game of the season this year is Crystal Palace. That's a good little tester. Good to see what's going to happen. They've got Beltran up front, Trezor on the wing, and Bielik's gone up to an 80 rated. That is what we love to see. Same with Tom Hammer at right back, I noticed, and that is a pile on our side of stats. Garrick with a goal. Reese Brown with 1. He came off the bench for Buck, and he's earned himself a few more bucks with such a vital goal. And halfway through the season, I don't see us near the bottom. I see Watford near the bottom. So hopefully the players have come to the Prem improved and are going down again as we're 11th. So we're just on the graphic. And to be fair, we're close. We're close to even 4th spot. 7 points off Chelsea. Rating-wise, we're only going down in the middle of the park. Brown, get back in the team, please. Buck your ideas up. Literally. Strength in depth hasn't really strengthened us overall, and we've got no money left. We've gambled already. We've got 285 rated in Bishop, who I didn't expect and probably will be gone very soon, being the age of 32. And Maxim de Cupia. Wow, interesting. 12 goals for Colby and 7 for Chiquinho. Can he just keep on tricking opposition and get us up this league? And I tell you what, Deeney, ignore what that page says, has had a lot of good results end of the year. Look at that. We had 3 2-1s in a row there, and we end... I knew we weren't far off. We end up in season number 2 in the Prem with Troy Deeney as manager in Champions League football places. I can see the Bissouma meme where he's laughing at Arsenal players on the field because they bottled it by a point and we had 5 goal difference. That is insanity. That is worse than Chelsea, who finished 9th, and them finishing that low. There's no real difference to real life. How do we do in cups though? FA Cup, nowhere near the final. And nowhere really near. Oh, there we go. We lost to Leicester in round 4 in a replay. Carabao, West Ham win it. And we're nowhere near again. Did Buck his ideas up. You booking Betty did, because he's 80 rated now. And we've got some decent strikers. Garrick is 84 rated. That is insane. De Cupia is 87. He looks like he's got stats for midfield. Never mind defense. How's the squad hub look? I mean, yeah, by far his best player is our left back. Goalkeeper as well, we haven't looked at. Michael Cooper. Brilliant at Plymouth, I must say. Has 24 goals, though, for Bishop, who's gone down, though. I think he got to 85. 24 goals and going down. 32 years of age is going to be a problem. Andrew's still on his way up, though. So there is goals to be scored, as there's 9 of those coming from our left back, Maxim. And we're 8th this season. Not good enough, Troy. Not good enough for a Champions League team. And we've been given 95 million by the board. What are the board thinking? I mean, them vegan burgers. Must be selling like hotcakes. Signing-wise, we know we've got to go in for another midfielder. Is that one coming from Watford? Relegated Watford should make this job a lot more easier. And a couple of big additions, you know, make this team a real contender in Europe. And look at the bids we're getting in for some of our players. We've got 150.2 million for Maxime de Cupia, which I aren't going to be accepting. A lot of bids flying in, but there's one player I want to get in. And he is heavily overpaid for. Watford must have known the rules that we've got on our players. As we've signed their best player, hopefully we can get another one like this next season, but oh my daisies, it's gonna hurt. Ismail Kone, good midfielder, don't get me wrong. 51.2 million though. He's not what I wanted to be spending. He's 81 rated, that is it. At 27 years old, he's not hitting the physical mark. It is really daylight robbery, but they've had to do it, and they've done it well, which takes us around 30 million again, which we're kind of used to now. But to improve that team, it's not going to be enough. And here we've took a huge gamble. Look at what you just saw on your screen. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. We have gone ahead and sold our main player. It isn't even... Oh, there it is, popping up. To Fulham for 84 million. Colby Bishop leaves. So after you get robbed, rob another team. The Troy Deeney way at the moment. It's a lot of goals gone, though. We can't ignore that. But 115 million to search for maybe a new Troy Deeney. Will we need another physical man? Oh, no. No, we've got 3 physical players there at the back, so we're safe with our rules. We've just got to get a big striker. And his replacement is, fair to say, I think a good replacement for him. A man who comes from Inter, and he is better than a Troy Deeney reincarnated. The big man is here to welcome Lautaro Martinez as the replacement for Bishop. Now, we miss a lot of goals through our main man, but I think this main man may be a little bit good as well. It looks like he's got green hair. Has he dyed his hair for his forest green move? It's cost 83 million as well, which will leave us a little bit money for, of course, January. And you cannot go wrong with that. As Leeds United, still on the counter-attacking footballers. They've got a lot of youngsters since their promotion back up, I guess. And look at that team. It is good for Forest Green Rovers, you've got to admit. Signed as Watford player, and we've lost to Leeds. Now, if we're going to make it in the Champions League, we've got to be beating Leeds. It's a brace from our left back, but Harrison, Nonto, Tiao, and Sadakov sink Rovers. Very poor start to the league, but you can see Liverpool at bottom of it. I think we'll come good, and it's the Champions League we'll have to focus on. We've got Madrid, Lyon, and LASK. Wow. LASK not in the Europa League, and wow, Madrid and Lyonnais. And I'm sorry, are we going to stop and look at this table again? Because Nottingham Forest are top. We are second, which even I don't expect us to be that high up. Leeds, who beat us, are 5th, so understandably we lost to a good side. But Nottingham Forest top of the league. Nuno, I salute you. And we're through to get Barcelona in the Champions League, where there's Benfica and Pleasant. That's going to be an interesting game. Hoffenheim and Atalanta. So there'll be a tricky surprise going through, as we did top our group. Lyonnais sent packing. LAS get back to the Europa League. And we're top. And I talked about Kone being daylight robbery. But is he? Is he? Because he's 84 rated, and he has made a difference to this team. We've got 2 90s in De Cupia and Lautaro Martinez. Wow, we have improved. Andrews, 87. Cooper, the goalkeeper, 88 at 30-year-old. I feel sorry for Colby Bishop missing out on this season. And our top scorer is our left back with almost, well, over a goal in each, or over a goal in every half a game. Maxime de Cooper is a world beater. He is a world beater. 6 assists on the end of that. And Lautaro second, but the difference between him and Bishop, he's 32. He's going up 2. Colby Bishop was on the decline. Maybe needs a trip back to League One, because that was his expertise. As can we go one further, Deeney? Come on. Win the Premier League. But of course, there's something more important, actually. More important than winning the Premier League is winning this. Gula has made the move from Madrid to Barca. Zabozlai in there. Ben Doak. Deeney's all about shocks, though, especially when he's partnered up with Jonathan Hogg, who should be his assistant. And a 2-2 draw. away at Camp Nou. That is never a bad thing. 2 ex-Birmingham players with the goals, Bielik and Andrews, and Lautaro and De Kuipia are 2 top scorers. Topple Barcelona, and Forest Green are through to a quarter-final. That is sensational. We've got Benfica joining us. Madrid are out. Oh my days, there's some shocks here. What's not a shock, though, is us getting a difficult team. Of course, in Atletico Madrid. So what's it got in store for us at the Metropolitano? A decent team, Zan Emery, playing in a Simeone system. Rest in peace his career. Guendouzi for me as well. He just screams Atletico Madrid, as that is a goal for Zaire Emery. Oh, dearie, dearie me. I also realised as well that Anton as captain's going down in rating. So, Anderson, you quickly get into the team. And we've got a better defender, but we'll be up against a very defensive team that can't block us, though. The Spanish crumblers against us, because De Kuipia, Taylor off the bench, and De Kuipia brace. The best left-back potentially ever to live. We've got a chance at this, you know. We're into a semi-final. We've got Man City in the other game, who we, of course, have beat this season. I think, well, we're above them anyway. And Benfica there against. Benfica, please do us a favour, and we'll maybe play at your ground against you, as we've got Milan. That's we're even in this position, though. Mental. They've got Ivanusson, they've got Leao, but we've got 90 rated. Now, Martinez is going down, concerning a little bit. But a draw thanks to our left back. We've got the best left back to ever live in career mode. In real life, hopefully. Maybe he lives up to this. We'll have to see in real life years to come. Look at that. We've drawn, and on aggregate, or not on aggregate, in penalties, Pogba missed the first one. Or how do you say his name? Pogbega has missed the first one anyway. Burstow is the player to win us the game. And yes, that's right. Forest Green are in a Champions League final. That, my friends, is phenomenal. We're going to be up against Man City. Shame that. Benfica stood a good chance. As we've skipped straight up to the game, it's at the Bernabeu. Okay, but we've got to check other stats. I just saw Darwin Núñez in a West Ham shirt. Premier League. We beat them to it by a point, so we're more than capable as, hey, let's look at the bigger picture here. Troy Deeney has just won the Premier League as manager. Is it predicting the future, maybe? I don't know. FA Cup, West Ham have won it with Darwizi. We were out in the semis to Newcastle. A big derby there in the other leg as well, which Spurs won, and Chelsea win the Carabao Cup, and we are nowhere to be seen in that one. Don't care, though. Don't care. We've got such a good squad. Contracts need to be done, as Maxim De Kuipia is just one of the strangest big players that we've had at Forest Green. Wow. The vegan diet's doing well. One of the world's best in Martinez. Cooper, 88. Bielik, 88 at 32. Wow, he's gone under the radar. Absolutely thundering outside, you might be able to hear it. But come on, it's nearly the new year, and we've got to do a wonder here, of course. As let's do it with Forest Green. Forest Green Rovers fans. I do like the kit sometimes. The green does stand out, but then again, I wouldn't want to see my team in it. Flags flying high all here in Spain, which we've literally conquered on our way to hopefully winning that trophy. We know we're more than capable with, of course, past results as, oh, good jump in there from Buck and Lautaro Martinez. We did have a buck or two left over, as that was heavy from Simeone Profundi, as we had 30 million to spend in January, which we didn't end up spending. Kuipia here as well with the ball at left back. He made the tackle, and he will make the run, testing out what, of course, is the best left back in world football. Seems like it's pretty good. Garrick, not with a great move, but Buck is really swiping up on stuff here. He's getting all these second balls. Joseph Garrick trying to get an assist. No shots so far, being kind of boring in terms of threatening the goal. But here's Tom Hammer on the wrong side of the field. He must be good to be swapping places in a Champions League final to just take throw-ins. If we're onside there, that should have been a goal. No one actually wanting to hoof the ball as we need to win that. Haaland header was very uncomfortable for us. Little bit of threat coming from the citizens. Haaland with the free header. And that's 1-0 down in the Champions League final. Erling Haaland, you will not give a better chance to feed him. Crazy how he got the space. Crazy how he just managed to get them neck muscles above. I think that's Chiquinho. Should have been better marked. Deeney ain't going to be a happy man with that. And we have to reply. Tom Hamer taking the throw-in. Back in the middle from the ex-Burton man. Lautaro Martinez making a run off the ball. If he's onside, and that should have been a goal. It really should have been. What a waste, as Theo Hernandez must have committed a... Is this a penalty? Is this a penalty for something very strange? It looks like it wasn't a handball, but it's been given as one. We'll take it. The man taking it as well is going to be De Kuipje. Of course it is, as we need to bury this with the left back, the Belgian, to get on level terms. It's in, of course, and that is just what we needed just before half-time. Gifted an instant lifeline. Instant lifeline. Really is, because we shouldn't have done it, but we have done it. Can we do this before half-time? Because we've won the ball back through Buck, of course, again. Wonderful how he's playing, Chiquinho. Put that across the deck into the right place. And suddenly we're stepping it up. Lautaro Martinez, he's still got the good rating, of course, and in the team. Just before half-time, keep the press up. A good whipped-in ball. Theo Hernandez, just handball it again, please. Lautaro tried to keep it alive, but hey, there's only one team on top in this game, and even with the goal, it's us. Haaland really shouldn't have scored. I'm telling you that for free. It was just a corner. But then again, ours is a penalty from a skeptical decision from a referee. As Garrick. Go on, Joseph. A brilliant run to start the second half off with a brilliant ball as well. Martinez not jumping, but Buck with a dummy at the left-hand side to go to the right. Chiquinho. Good touch from the Portuguese. What a save. Ederson will keep his team in it. As Rodri, that's a brilliant tackle on him. Straight into De Kuipje. Maxim with the passing to Josh Andrews. Not seen much of the big man in this final. An hour gone now. Still us pushing. Do not let them steal the goal as I'm saying that, because they are pushing forward on us a bit now. It seems like they've just ticked off the team press, and that was a lot closer than expected, that one. To be better at clearing his lines from the back. As come on, Lautaro. I've just said someone wins this, and we've got the ball out onto the wing. Tom Hammer. First early ball. We need to get there with Garrick. Bad clearance into Rodri. Tom Hammer, get there, which he does. Into Chiquinho. Smart turn from the Portuguese man. What a save. Making some chances. And can we do it before extra time? Go on. Corner routine. Chiquinho into the box. Is that not a foul inside the box? It doesn't look like it. And we've just been forced back. We were too slow moving it. And it will be extra time again, though. Finishing the half strong. We do not want to be facing penalties in this game, so there's a job to be done. Christopher Bielik, though, with a horrific challenge. We don't want to lose it ourselves. Come on. Some bad moves, but Buck again. The ball's just glued to him every time he's near the ball in the vicinity. And Josh Andrews, he's charging forward right here. No shooting angle. Ball has missed Martinez. Come on, the fact we don't even have a goal yet, that's embarrassing in itself. From open play, of course. Half-time. This second passage in play has to go well for us, and Mateus Nunes was moving inside a little bit there. I don't know why Mads Jules Anderson is that far forward. I don't know how he's got to a good rating as well, being on the bench most of the season, as that's a good tackle. And the ball's at Buck again. Again, no movement from Lautaro, though. He's been a major disappointment for a 90-rated player. De Kuipje still doing well, scored in the Champions League final amongst every other game, and he's defended really, really well, as that was a good ball in from Manchester City. Still, we might get a break here at the end of the game. Joseph Garrick running forward. He's got Andrews inside of him. He finds Andrews. Martinez with a dummy run, and Andrews has kind of selmed himself for one goal, and he's put it into the bottom corner. Josh Andrews, ex-Birmingham City, scores the winner in the Champions League final against Manchester City. That is one of the finishers of the lot. A fantastic goal. 21. Number 21, of course, with a slot past Ederson on a counter-attack. City's heads will be absolutely on the deck. But what a goal, and what a win it should be, as that's the whistle straight after it as well. Troy Deeney, what a job he's done. The silent clap, and I can't believe it. A man that isn't everyone's cup of tea wins the biggest cup of all, the Champions League with Forest Green Rovers. One of, if not the worst team in the EFL at the moment. They are really struggling, as Mads Jules Anderson, he's worked his way back in the team this season, took his team to the Champions League final. It will be Andrews getting the man of the match, though, no doubt about it, but Anderson deserves to lift that trophy. What a player he's been for us. joined in the championship, of course. As if you do want to see a championship team or your team, comment down below, and it may be the next one.